Alright. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Wait, what's... Hello, hello, friends. One drunk man, what's up? Ryotaro, hello. Druas. Chilgam. Obsidian. It's about time. It is about time. It is finally about time. Did he forget about us? Yes. FOBM player, hello. Jokubo, hello, hello. Streams earlier than I thought. It is slightly earlier. More mic thumbs, please. I think Obsidian will kill me if I do that. Techtuber music. How are y'all? High build today? Indeed. I am excited. Meow would dance when? Oh, that would be a fun emote actually. I actually don't know how to would have to commission somebody specific to do like animated emotes. Yeah. Animated emotes would be kind of fun though. Never really thought about it though. Unless someone has the skills to like clip it and, you know, clip it and ship it. That could be fun. You know, you may when you think about animated emotes. No, I mean, you know, one of those things. It's like you're bored and you're like doing random, you're doing random stuff. I mean, one thing I do, like I was thinking about was like, you know, I do want partner because, you know, there's like emote slots and like there's a lot of emotes that I've like had made but that like we haven't gotten in chat because you just don't have the slots for them. So that's part of why I'm hoping for them. The lighting is rich. Sheesh. What do you mean? Yo, Sourdough, what's up? How are you, man? I'm blind. I thought top left key didn't have a cap on it. You mean this? No. It has a cap. So like last time we finished up with this build and we put a Burgundy on it initially, right? And Rabbit had last time put a request for camping. And I was like, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out camping. Okay. Is it focusing though? Hold up. Something's the camera's like stuck on manual, I think. Yeah, but camping looks pretty nice, right? I think the brown of the accent matches the reddish tone of the case really well because the tone of the red is kind of on the darker side. So camping works really well for this, in my opinion. Any new thoughts? No new thoughts. No new thoughts. But yeah, I think camping does look nice on the red. Alright, so we had already unboxed the board before, but for those who haven't seen it, we'll be checking it out. Let me get the stuff out here. Alright, so I have already, of course, unboxed this before, so the box is opened. And if y'all saw the little teaser thingy, then, you know, you saw that that was the actual board there, so yeah. Here's our accessories box. and a card. So let's open up the accessories box first. So I put the switches in here. So today we're gonna be using these red linears. Is this finally a hashtag sponsor stream? No, it's I paid for it. So no, it's not. It's not. We have some 7U stabs, Alpaca edition from Prime KB. Here's a GMK Burgundy from last time. I decided to save it up because I figured this might be the key set that we're gonna use. Some random stuff, accessories, PCB and plate, I assume. Wait, personal build? Yeah. I've been holding on to this board for a while. I basically got too busy building other people's boards that I'm finally getting to my own. I normally don't build my own unless it's like the last, like, you know, like, I try to squeeze them in between things. So it's finally happening. My Obsidian's kind of happy about it. He's been waiting for this for a while. Diego the Oiler, please. 3-pin switches, have fun with those? 3-pin switches are like pretty easy to work with though, to be honest. It's not that big of a deal. I've worked with 3-pin a lot. It's really not that big of a difference. Unless like you're like 5-pin is only useful when you have like a half plate or like a no plate, right? And even with universal cutouts, the difference is not that huge. Yeah. Kohaku or Keycult in your opinion? I think it kind of depends on your aesthetic preference actually. I think you should just pick based on what you prefer to look at. I think typing wise, both are probably going to be good. I actually don't know because the Kohaku still has some revisions to make. So what I'm typing on right now is not the final product. There definitely will be revisions made to it. So yeah, it's still like a work in progress. I mean, it still types pretty nicely though. It's like soft. It's like pretty much very similar to what I assume like the Keycult would offer because it's basically the same mounting system, right? They're both 65%, and yeah. Anyway, so here's the box. Black Unfinished Red from March 2021. So as you can see, I've been holding on to this for 2 months now without building. We already unboxed it one time, so it's unboxed. Let's take it out of the. Let's take the foam out of the box. Usually this foam is kind of tightly wedged in there, so just gotta like use some leverage here. Alrighty. Does factory lube usually matter at all? For what? For switches? Okay, hold up. Did I miss something? Sheesh, personal Keycult. It's a sheesh, rolling boys. Sheesh. Obsidian wants to live vicariously through you because he told me build through 2 Keycults instead of your 10 plus. Have I built 10 plus though? Actually, I actually don't know how many I've built. Let me think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I built about 10. About 10 of them. actually. But yeah. Black and beige? What is these color combos? I mean, you guys already know that this is gonna be black and red. Alright. So, it's black from the top. And if you want to look at the bottom, here's the reveal. 3, 2, 1. Boom. It's a nice. Here's the side. Here's the back. And here's from the top. Alright. Hot. Hot like you, Wilba. Hello. Too bad Handerbite is actually gonna be revoked. Because, yeah, no, fuck Handerbite right now. I'm not gonna do Handerbite. Refund points. Done. Love they explored new finishes with the machining. Yeah, so the finish is very neat. It's very interesting because it's like, right? Because they call it Unfinished Raed, right? So the idea is that they leave those machining marks, right? But it's anodized and coated, right? Like, so, like you can feel there's a bit of texture, but it really is just for the the look, and so it's super neat. Yeah, no, this finish this new kind of finish style that they explored is really, really cool. Nothing like it. Huh, yeah? Mr. Salon, what's up? 9 months, my friend. Keycult X Louboutin. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the deal. I actually remember testing the PCB a while back, so I'm not gonna test it this time. Because it's pretty much been tested before. So let's actually open this guy up. Well, actually, wait. I don't have to open it up right now. I can open it up at the end of the assembly, because yeah. But actually, let's still open it up because I want you guys to see the parts anyway. You guys should see the parts. Curious about these reds? Yeah, same. I'm actually not huge on long pole, long stem pole switches. I actually don't really. I think I just don't enjoy the more the clackier sound that comes from them, like creams and stuff, right? But at the same time, it's like I want to try them anyway. Yeah. We'll see. Since when are number 2s shipped? So this shipped like 2 months ago. I've just been holding on to it for a while because I've been busy with other builds. Yeah. So. Wait, did I miss a screw or something? That should be it. Is it just like very tightly wedged onto the... Okay, yeah, it is. Alright, there we go. There's the base. The base is actually super light. Here's the base though. Okay, this is kind of neat though, because you see the machining marks on the inside, but you also see them on the outside, right? Like with the Unfinish. So it's like the extra touch. It's pretty cool. But pretty light though. It's actually very light. And then here's the top and mid. Can you toss it like a frisbee? You could, yeah. You definitely could. Is this personal? Yeah, it is. It is a personal build. Again, that's the main reason why it took me so long to build it, because I don't build personal boards right away. Well, actually, the real issue was like I was just too busy with other stuff like school, so like, you know, work, and then like other keyboard work too. Just kept me too busy, so I'm finally getting to build these things. Because I was backlogged for a while. Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to get to these builds though. Yo, Susboards, what's up, dude? How are you? Scratch test the board? I mean, I don't think it's gonna scratch. It's anodized too. It's like, I don't think it's gonna scratch too easy. Like, not with like my fingernails, for example. It would scratch with something metallic though, for sure. Like, it would chip off some of the anodizing. But it's like, if you haven't had any anodized board, you would know that, right? But actually, yeah, the finish on this is like, the texture on the Unfinished red base is actually not that, like, it's not as pronounced as you might think. It's there though, but it's not super pronounced. Alright, so here's the top and the mid. So it looks like the mid has 5 different gaskets. Basically, looks like three strips of the same size and one of a slightly shorter size for the middle part here. Has these sections for alignment and also for the screws. And then the channel for the daughter board cable to go in, and it routes all the way to the middle with the USB-C cutout. And then on one side you have the engraving, Keycult number 265, made in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then the other side is I think that's just the serial number for it. And then here is the top piece. Top piece is kind of like an enclosure, so it goes around on the sides and covers the front and the back part partially, and all of the sides. Has this nice soft, the number 2 series of boards, the TKL and the 65% have this nice taper here, which is very, very nice. Iconic from the HHKB Pro HG style, design style, but that's the inspiration, and then the gaskets from the top as well. Yep. So that's what this looks like internally, just so you know. Made in America, yeah, that's right. America, baby, yeah. Let's go. It's gonna be Memorial Day in 2 weeks. And July 4th in a month and some. Hey, 10 peaches, 11 months already, wow. Thank you so much though. I appreciate it. GMK Burgundy, please. Well, the set is already here, which I took it off the Kohaku from when I switched the key set on there. So we're actually probably gonna use GMK Burgundy. It's like what I had when I was buying this board. GMK Burgundy was actually what I had in my mind. It was either GMK Burgundy or like white on black, but I think white on black is a little. I feel like it's a bit of, I don't know. Well, actually, white and black is nice if you want to make the bottom piece like the main protagonist, sort of like the, you know, main guy of the show. But I think the Burgundy looks pretty nice on black keyboards in general, so that's what I had in mind initially when I first got the board. Is this a personal build? Yeah. WoW 2 plain? Well, it's not plain. It is plain. Yeah, it's meant to be plain, right? Like, the whole idea of WoW is that it's plain. So, yeah. But that's what makes it. That's what makes it appealing, right? Alright, so PCB I already tested it before, so I know that it works. For sure. And here's the plate. I believe the plate is also red anodized. I think that's right. Yep, it is red anodized as well. So these boards are made and anodized in the United States. For those who care about that, care about where things are made, or like whether they're supporting products made locally or not. The Keycult 265 is a board fully produced in the United States because it was machined by Keycult themselves. And then the anodization happens through CT anodizing in over in Connecticut. So they anodize this as well. Pretty interesting though. Here's the plate. It's a very pretty red. Where's the metal sourced? Okay, well. I can always rely on pairs to be a smartass, but it's okay. I have faith with will of a PCB, never test. I guess that's also true, but I remember Nathan had built a board and it had a will of a PCB, pretty sure, and or actually was it will of a PCB or was it something else? Or was it Heine PCB? I don't know. But there's been a few times, not even once, that he didn't test the PCB and it didn't work. It was Heine. Yeah, there was the H87. That was one time I remember. And then there was another time. There were a couple of builds that he didn't test the PCB and like he had some issues. I remember it was not just once. But anyway, and then there's a card here. There's a thank you card. Here it is. 265 feels like our most significant project yet. This is our first kit produced in-house and represents 9 months of testing and iteration. We hope you can see and feel the love and dedication that went into it. We'll strive to make every in-house release better than the last, but we're immensely proud of how far we've come. We hope you enjoy it. When we started Keycult, we never imagined that we'd be where we are today. All of that is thanks to you and others who have supported and encouraged us every step of the way. Yours, Zach and Jorge. Blank on the back. Very wholesome, very nice card. And then we have our special like ID card. What's the artist's name? I have his name down somewhere. Is it French something? But I remember Keycult has a specific artist that has been commissioned for these cards, which are very cool. Here it is though. Billy French, thank you. Billy French. So here it is, 265 black, Unfinished Red, March 2021, and the serial number. Can rely on New York to always have some fun passing by cars. Good stuff. The serial number is in binary? It is. It has 11 on it. Maybe it was intentional. Like lightning 11. Anyway, let's start with the stabs now. So we already know that this works. So let's just go right ahead and build it. Let's see. Look, I have been going through 2014 and 2015 artisan Keycat threads, and China metal has been brought up many times since. Oh my god. Have you built a 7V before? I have not, Anima Plays. I have not built a 7V yet. I assume I'll be building a 7V sometime soon. So there's that. But no, I haven't built one yet. Just yet. Okay. So... I need 4 stabs. 3 and 4. And then we have a spare. What's your favorite plate material? I think all around, I think aluminum is probably the easiest to work with. It just works. It's well-rounded, like it's kind of like right in the middle of everything in terms of stiffness, in terms of sound, or whatever. Aluminum is great. But I'd say I still do like plastic plates in general. So polycarb, POM, polypropylene, all that kind of stuff. They're all about the same. Plastic plates are always pretty nice. Regular thickness, so 1.5 millimeter plates out of plastic are very nice. So those are probably my 2 go-tos: aluminum and any plastic plate. FR4 and the rest, and like carbon fiber and like and whatnot, like if they're there, I'll try them out. Yeah, I think normally I tend to go with those options. Yeah. Do you feel a noticeable difference between alu and poly? Yeah, for sure. There is a noticeable difference between alu and poly. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it to know. I can't explain it to you though. Like, you just need to try it. It's just a noticeable difference. It's like polycarb is substantially softer, substantially bendier than aluminum. So yeah, very different. Very, very different. Yo, Katsu, hello. I'm saving up for that eventual TKL number 3 from KC. Oh yeah, number 3, huh? That's been a while since it was first teased. We haven't heard any news since then. But hopefully we'll hear more about that once they go through their several iterations of 265. And then number 3s are going to be produced by Mr. Salvin, who was here just earlier, who might be here still. But you know, eventually we'll see number 3s being produced as well. But it won't be too soon, I think. I mean, you can... we all know that there's a lot of different projects going on, and so I think number 3 is still not at the top of that list right now. Anyway. Going with the Alpaca stabs? Yeah. Loving the 7V. Typing is the same as Vega with aluplate, which I don't know what it is like. But the Vega is louder. I see. Cool. 260 would be sick, but I don't think it'll happen soon or at all. 260 might happen, Janky, but not HHKB. HHKB 260 will never happen for sure. Because it's basically too close to the inspiration. So about that new Matrix, I don't know what new Matrix. I don't keep up with Matrix Lab. So I actually don't know what new Matrix Lab stuff looks like. If there was something new. If there's a link, you can drop it in chat, but I don't know what you're talking about, Funzy. The last new thing that I know was a Falcon. That was the newest thing I know about them. And like the Christmas edition boards, which is still very much last year. Big and round. Matrix. Hi, it's me, Matrix Lab new TKL. Let's check it out. Hi, friends of Geekhack, blah blah blah. lot of text. Concise and practical, not see the complicated external design structure. Yada yada. For the mount, top mount, traditional, stable typing experience. We will not use traditional top mount this time. We will just simply call it top gasket mount. Fixed to the top case, not fixed by screws. Pour on gasket stuck to the plate. Okay. So same daughterboard stuff. They still have a bunch of stuff here. What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't have all the badges and external complicated design? It's pretty complicated. What are all these things? There's so many things. Okay, let's see. There's a bunch of tabs. There seems to be these blue things are gaskets. Red things are, what the hell are those red things though? Whatever. And then there's some, is that a foam or something? I'm not sure. And then there's the bottom piece, which has even more screws, and the feet, and then the screws, and then the badge. So it's pretty complicated. So they say that it's not complicated, but it looks pretty complicated to me. Yeah. You will not see the complicated external structure design. Improving the typing feeling. To improve the typing feeling, we also design a new type of plate as an upgrade item. Ultra Flex 1. Oh, so that's what this was about. Per key flex, basically, huh? Per key flex GB. Cool. Will the PCB also have individual cutouts? No, I mean, jokes aside, okay. Pretty overboard. Might as well just do it plateless at this point. But cool. Final version. Yeah, it is pretty rounded for sure. I actually don't mind this aesthetic as much. It's slightly thicker bezel, which is not my preference actually. Weird key set being rendered here. By endurance, it's supposed to say we conquer, but it looks like it says we conken, which is funny. I don't know. Okay, this is so weird. Like the add 15 collab matrix, like that's kind of tacky. But cool. It's like GMK Beige Camping Matrix Edition. They go conking all the lands of keyboards. Looks like, oh, okay, so that's what this was. So it looks like there's like an accent piece for maybe RGB diffusion or something. Right side USB, but it's actually not between the nav cluster and the main cluster. It's actually all the way to the right. A little too far to the right in my opinion, but whatever. Bottom. Oh, okay, it has two large pieces. Looks like this is like either steel or something, and then there's like the aluminum badge with engraving and stuff. Okay. It looks pretty busy though. About $400 US, I assume. Programmable, Vial supported. Oh, is that not VIA? Oh, I guess not. I guess they're gonna use Vial, which is that like weird port. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Not feeling strongly about it. Several things, like personally, I don't really like. I'm not sure. Oh, I see now. You guys see this like taper here? Let's like there's a change in the angle of the board right here. Do you guys see that? I actually am not too keen on that. It's a bit off-putting for me here, but it's cool. I mean, different, I guess. I don't like the circular port. I don't really like circular ports like this. Kind of doesn't fit. I think it would have been cleaner without. This is like fine, but pretty random to have this on the escape key. I mean, it's cool, but it's like very much Matrix Lab. This is like very Matrix-like. Like it's still very Matrix-like. It still has all the extra bells and whistles that Matrix will always put in to any board. Like all of their boards kind of look have like something very extra about them, and this is no exception. Matrix makes toys and tools. Yeah. Cool though. Quirks and features, if you will. Yeah, you could call it whatever you want, but I mean they're just extra things, which is for some and not for others. For me, it kind of depends. I think for like a 2.0, it's a bit tolerable because they're mostly just accent pieces. But for like the Noah, or for like the, what's that other TKL, like the Able X, I didn't really like them. Too chonky, kind of like too much going on. Yeah, and I think this is kind of right around that category of boards for me, similar to those. Alright, let me go back up and see. What the hell? Okay. Chat, what's going on? Big and round is the right description though. Also, Quapo, how do I like my F18X? I really like it. My F18X is great. I like the F18X in general, so yeah. It's a cool board. If you're debating whether to get something from Gion or a board similar to the F1, it's a nice board. I do recommend it. I mean, you can ask other people. How does that flex per key when there's a PCB as well? I don't know. That's Wilbur makes such a good point though. Like, if you have a PCB, you're basically adding that whole, because once you solder the switches, you're basically adding extra rigid points below the switch plate. So even if the switch plate is super flexible, if the PCB is still the same, then nothing will, not so much will change. So that's a good point. Yeah. Stage 3 weight. Yeah. Artist, hello. I saw Iconkin. Jim K9's Desert Camping Edition. Yeah, not keen on the port, yeah. It's too rounded for me, makes me think of a Fisher Price toy. Yeah. Do you still use dielectric grease on stabs or just lube? I only use 205. I pretty much only use 205 these days for lube. People ask me if I do the FC mod or Holy mod or yada yada mod. I don't do any of them because I can't bother. Too lazy for it. That's why I don't do it. And because just using lube works for me just fine. So I don't bother with any extra modifications for my stabs. Just clip and lube. Just clip and lube. Yoda mod. What's is Yoda mod an actual thing though? Do you do the toothpick mod on screw-ins? You can't even. Can you even do toothpick mod on screw-ins? You can't. So, of course not. Where would you put the toothpicks, Mr. Pears? You silly. In between your teeth for sure, but that's about it. Stabs already take 40 minutes. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it's like extra time, and also just, yeah, I'm just too lazy. I personally just don't have the issues are not like that bad for me to bother with the extra mods. Like, people are like, oh my god, but the switch, but the stab is rattling and whatnot. I'm like, it's not even like, it's only like, if the rattle only happens when you're pressing the edge of your spacebar where you never press when you're normally typing, then I don't think it matters to me. But like, yeah, sure, if in normal typing I'm hearing the rattle, that's something that I should fix, yeah. But if I hear it only in like certain circumstances that don't apply, that are not applicable to regular use, that's not a problem. Yeah. Which film do you use the most for switches in general? I use TX films the most by frequency probably, and then followed by maybe Deskeys films. I use Deskeys films quite a lot too. Yeah, so I think TX and Deskeys films are the two that I use the most. TX and Deskeys, yeah. Shove them into the stem housing. I mean, yeah. You would stop the rattle for sure. You would just make the system get jammed and it wouldn't move though. It would stop the rattle by not moving at all, right? You dummy. It's the OCD in people that they know it's there. Yeah, I know. I have it too, you know? Like, I also feel a little OCD when it happens. It bothers me for sure, but it's like... I decided that it's just not worth the extra headache. It's just too much work. I mean, I don't know. I feel like as I grow older, I have grown a bit less tolerant of like these smaller stressors. I kind of just decide to ignore them. Let them go. They're just not worth it. I feel like I've become a bit more sensitive to them too. Like I get like anxious or like it really like ruins my like mood. I think someone asked a question about Discord. What was it? Where was it? Oh yeah, Mr. Kupo. Nathan mentioned that he doesn't like Discords for every group buy vendor I see. Do you have a take on this, Diego? Yeah, I don't. First of all, because, okay, I'll say this as someone who also has to be in a lot of Discords for, like, the work that I do too. Like, for like, Lightning keyboards, right? So sometimes, like, you know, I have, like, you know, sometimes I'm sent products to review or check out or whatever, and I'm obligated to be in some people's Discords because I need to, like, post, like, media there or whatever it is, right? It's cool if it's a Discord that I frequent often. But if it's not, and like I already am. I've been in 100 Discord servers for like the past few years. I have to exit a server in order to join a new one every time. It's super annoying. Also, I just realized the music's so loud. Why did nobody tell me about it? Yeah, so I personally have to join, like I have to exit a Discord server to join a new one, and for me it's just like extra work. It's like I have to pick, cause look, so like I can't leave some friends Discord servers because they're like private, or like I'm talking about friends like outside of like keyboards, you know, like there's some friends that I like play games with or whatever, or like I'll like just voice chat or whatever, and like, you know, they have like their servers and I like am in them and I don't want to leave them because it's just annoying to like have to rejoin or something, right? And then it's like, oh, why don't you make like an extra account? I have an alt already. I have an alt account for stuff. I already have an alt account where like basically I use that alt account for servers that I like can join without having to leave it on my main one. So I already have an alt. So it's annoying. It's annoying. Like I don't really want to join all these servers. There's just too many. I only go to like, I can count maybe 10 of them that I go to pretty frequently, and then the others, and then the rest I just check every so often, either like for pings, so like for pings for sales or something like that, or news. I usually tend to look at those, or for circumstantial things, like sometimes like I need to look up something, or like I want to go check out like media by specific people who post there often. For that reason, I'll go to these servers, but I don't interact in a lot of them because I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to do it. But whenever there's a new server to join, I just can't be bothered. In a way, I feel like for group buys, I would really like for all the updates to be on Geekhack or some other place that's just not yet another server on Discord. It's just too much. A blog would be fine, a website, any website would be fine. But yeah, I actually don't really like Discord based updates for group buys. If you could have unlimited servers, would you not care? Yeah, if I had unlimited servers, I wouldn't care. If I had, I only care because there's a limited number of servers per user. If I had unlimited number of servers, I wouldn't care. I would join all of them. I have no issues. I just put them into folders. I just put them into folders. You can follow a thread but get notified for every single message. I actually would rather get emails for every single message on Geekhack than, because then I can actually even use filters. You can just use a filter and basically anything that doesn't match the username of the OP, the thread starter, delete. Just trash it. Geekhack is not that annoying to use. Geekhack is actually very easy to use, in my opinion. Then again, I'm also older than a lot of people, I guess, like, or like I'm kind of used to BB code style forums. I kind of grew up with a lot of it for like games and other things. And I don't think it's any different from any kind of, if you know how to program in any basic language, like learning the syntax for like BB code is like the easiest thing ever. It's really not that hard. People are like, oh my god, well I can't copy, it's not like Markdown. I'm just like, yeah, I know it's not Markdown, but it's also like, it's like you know, it's like if you know Python, you can learn like C pretty easily, or like whatever, or vice versa, right? Yeah, I personally am not bothered by Geekhack structure. I actually like Geekhack structure. I like that there's separate spaces for completely separate topics. Like there's a media big forum, and then like there's like smaller sub forums dedicated to other things like that. I actually like that categorizing on forums like that, on like older style forums like that. Are we dating ourselves? Yeah. Yeah, it feels old, man, I guess, or something. I just think it's kind of funny. Don't see it as a product page, treat it as a discussion about projects, which is what it should be. Yeah. Forums are discussion boards. That's what they're meant to be. Discussion boards. I've been using forums since getting into cars, gotta search up a lot of things when doing mods. Yeah. Biggest gripe is when updates are split between two different places. I'm okay with Discord only updates, but if that's the only place, I have to go for updates. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. There should not be a... If you're gonna update on Discord and on Geekhack to some extent, it should be either the exact same update posted on both places in their like native formatting, or just stick to one place so that people know where to go. Instead of saying, hey guys, this is my group buy, please enter my Discord for future updates. It's like, no. If you made a group buy thread on Geekhack, post every update on Geekhack. You started on Geekhack, like you started the post on Geekhack, leave all the updates there. What is it? How much time does it take to edit the post? Or to just add a new post? Same amount of time it will take on Discord. So just put it there. Instead of saying, please join my Discord for future updates on my group buy. It's just, or use, like, you know, don't use Geekhack in the first place if you're gonna do that. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just centralizing information is crucial. And if you can't do that, like, asking people to join your server for updates, like if it's every single update after that, okay, cool, but don't go and say like, oh, I posted the initial information on Geekhack, you need to go to the Geekhack thread to check out the basic info like the pricing or whatever, and then all the other updates are gonna be on Discord. Just put all the damn information in one place. It's not hard. It's just a little extra bookkeeping. People are just too lazy to do it, though. This was something Krell brought up. His group buy was on Geekhack Switch mod, so he only wanted to provide updates on Geekhack and Switch mod. Yeah, which I think makes sense. That's the way it should be. What if there's one giant Discord with approved vendors and designers putting up their stuff? Yeah, that is basically that in a way is like Mech Group Buys is its own entity too. Like it kind of represents like this like aggregation, right? Like it's like a website that aggregates all this information into one place, which is kind of neat. It would be neat to see like updates and all that kind of sort in one place for sure, but I definitely think that there will be a lot of disagreements between the people who want to like manage permissions or manage roles or servers or whatever. That would be always problematic. There would have to be someone who moderates all that, and that would be extra work. So I know that's why people would rather make their own servers for updates, because they have full control over what they're doing. But again, I think if you're going to do a Discord based updating for your products, just don't post on Keycaps. Just start the buy and finish the buy all on Discord. Advertise the Discord only, you know, or a blog or whatever websites. I like Keycult's email updates that they do whenever Zach is responsible for it. Yeah. So Keycult actually does something pretty nice, which is they don't go on Keycaps anymore. They don't post their group buys on Keycaps. They don't post any sales information on Keycaps anymore. No sales information has been on Keycaps since the original number 1, and then they did the number 2, and like they just announced like, hey guys, join the Discord server, and here's our website. Any future updates are gonna be all through there, and the newsletter. Bye. And since then, Zach basically has never posted on Keycaps regarding Keycult products ever again, which is the way it should be. Just migrate everything and just keep it there. So Keycult was like, join our Discord for future updates. Well, they actually didn't start the buy on Keycaps. It was more so like, heads up, we're just migrating fully, right? They didn't make a group buy post saying GB Keycult number 2 TKL. Omni doesn't use Keycaps anymore. Yeah. So that's why the email updates are actually the most reliable way. Email updates are super reliable because everybody in the world checks their email. Even the people who don't really want to check their emails still check their emails because they have responsibilities for other reasons. You can't avoid email. And if people say like, oh, it went through spam, or I didn't see the email, that's kind of their fault, because they didn't have their email properly set up, or that they just didn't check with frequency, like with enough frequency. But at least in the case of like Keycult, let's say, they have their updates, they have some like update notes, right? So they have like consistent information spread across various different media, right? Like various sources of information, and they're consistent with each other. They're not out of sync. That's super important. So if I'm in New York City and want to build for me, I can drop it off at your apartment. Yes, you can. You would have to be in touch with me, and so that you can get my info and stuff. But yes, you can drop off parts with me. Yeah. And then once we're done, you can just pick them up. That works. People have done that. I don't go to people usually because, I mean, COVID of course, but then I just live a bit far, and like I don't it's not too easy for me to like go everywhere. Yeah, I just don't have the time either. Bills? Oh, bills. Oh, for like email. Yeah, like email. bills and statements go to your email, so people check their emails. This is a very true thing. Very real, but it's true. You mean you don't like spending over 1 hour on the train to go anywhere? Yeah, I mean, Paris, you're stating the obvious, right? Yeah, of course not. I mean, I do have to take pretty much whenever I go downtown, I'm spending at least an hour on the train, because almost anywhere I go is at least like half an hour. So that's an hour like going and coming back, right? But if I go to like Brooklyn literally takes like an hour one way, or like 45 minutes. It's a trek, man. It's a trek. Or Queens on a weekend when the 7 is not running express. Yo, so far. So far. If I can take an A train to you, then it's easy. You can. The A train is pretty close to where I live. I live pretty close to the A train. My closest stops are there's a 1 train and then the AC lines. So yeah. So there is an express line for me. So for me, like going to Fidei is actually pretty easy. Going to Midtown is pretty easy. Going to Lower East Side tends to be longer because I do have to transfer. But yeah. Going to the east side, like Upper East Side, is actually also very time consuming because you have to go around or take a bus through Central Park. That tends to also be pretty time consuming. You're uptown? Yeah, I'm all the way uptown. I'm like at the tip of Manhattan, uptown. So yeah, just FYI. So yeah, if you're thinking of dropping something off, it's either you're making that trek, or at best you would have to meet me like Midtown, like Columbus Circle or Times Square Midtown, at best. And then that's like up to the point where I would be able to meet people, like without issues. Is there parking? Not too easy parking, no. But I mean, you can always just like double park quickly and like drop things off. That's not a problem. People have done that. There's been people who like, I have had people who have driven from Jersey to drop off stuff, and they just come by, double park really quick, say hi and give me stuff, just tell me that they're here, and I pick up the stuff, and that's it. Yeah, quick drop off works. Yeah, people have done that. I mean, I have regulars who have done that. And it's like the easiest way for a lot of people because they either live in Jersey or some of them actually live in like the outer borough, so they kind of go everywhere by car. So by car tends to be easier. Also, like, yeah, I mean, expensive or heavy keyboard stuff, you definitely don't want to just be lifting around the subway. It's just like too much work. So yeah. There was this one time I have a friend slash previous client of mine, right? There was this one time I was still working at I was working in the hospital, and so we had our normal like day, right? Like work day. And that day there was supposed to be a snowstorm coming apparently, but we that friend and I had arranged for a drop off like this. And oh my god, so the snowstorm, so that storm, well, it was initially supposed to be just a light snow or like rain. That shit got so bad. It was so bad that there were accidents everywhere. And I was coming back from like the Bronx or something, and like it's not even that far. It was like 15 minutes away or 20 minutes away. And I was in traffic for 2.5 hours because there were accidents and like people cars were sliding on the highway. It was a mess. I had to get off somewhere down in like out there on the west side highway, right? And like walk up like through snow and like puddles of like cold ass puddles, and yeah, it was like slush. Oh god, it was horrible. Obviously I like apologized so profusely. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, he waited for me. I was like, oh my god, I'm like, I can't believe this happened. Because he had made his way out and from like a little far, and I was like, I am so sorry. But yeah, there was that one time a drop off like that happened. I was like, oh god. Fortunately, like, he didn't have anything specific to do or anything. Like, it was fine. But just reminds me of that one time a drop off went like pretty poorly. Now you have a doorbell, it might be easier. Yeah, true, Pears. True. You give him extra sticker after that? I mean, yeah, I treated him to lunch after that, or like yeah, like we had a meal after that sometime. After, like, you know, like a couple months after that, or when we got together. A couple weeks? No, a couple weeks after that. Yeah. And we're still in touch, but yeah. Yeah, that was fun. That was an adventure. But yeah, East Coast things, am I right? And then like New York things specifically, because when unexpected storms like that happen, people freak out. Drivers freak out. And if drivers freak out, oh yeah, it's a bad. It usually ends up pretty badly. Okay, almost done with stabs now. Let's see. Yeah, anyway, so y'all got any plans for the weekend? It is finally Friday after all. I have to say this week has been pretty unproductive for work for me because I'm kind of stuck trying to do something. It's like I'm trying to figure out how to do it. But yeah, this week was unproductive, but yeah, I have some weekend plans, meeting up with some friends for food. So that's exciting. And then I'll probably build something over the weekend too, actually. So you can stay tuned for that later. And then on Sunday, I believe I'm going to the park with a friend to hang out. Should be a nice day out. Working all weekend? Oh, damn. Yeah. I have work to do too, though. So yeah, there's outside of like those times that I'm gonna be briefly out for a meal or something. I'm gonna be working / organizing doing a bunch of chores, errands, running errands and chores. Yeah, busy time though. Finishing up lubing. Oh, you haven't finished, Gam? How much more you got? You have to lube like what, 60, like 8-ish switches? How many have you done so far? Which type of film do you use more? 0.125 or 0.15? Can you use only one for all types of switches? No. Well, the regular film size for the the TX films, for example, is 0.15 millimeters. 0.125 you can use for any switches that have a pretty tight housing already. So like Zeal PC housings tend to be on the tighter side. Like if you, let's say we want to put it into like Telios or something, or like Kale creams tend to be pretty tight as well. They tend to like not really need films, but you can, and if you do, then you can use the thinner ones like those. But 0.15 is the standard film thickness. So I use that the most. Like I have I kind of stockpiled on some of them because I kind of just like bought a lot at once. So I use TX films the most probably, and then Deskeys films followed by that. Yeah. Oh, I need to hydrate. Do you listen to Latin music? Yeah, I do. I do. Not super often, or as often as I used to, but I do. I'm not I'm not very like up to date, I guess, with like any recent stuff. So I think that's the only thing. I know a lot of like things that are popular a long time, or like just before. Yeah. Lubing and filming some Gap Milky Browns. Oh, Milky Browns. That's cool. For a Bakaneko. Cool. What color do you get, One Drunk Man? Are you excited for it? Actually, yeah, One Drunk Man. Like, do you have a lot of boards? I actually don't know how, like, do you guys, like, build a lot of, like, do you guys, like, try a lot of new boards, or... I'm not asking, like, if you buy everything, but, like, I'm just saying, like, what's your favorite, like, layout? That kind of stuff, or like what's your daily driver, or to be daily driver maybe, or something you're excited about that you're gonna get in the mail soon. Black. Oh, nice. How many times do people ask you if Gap Milky Yellows are a good budget switch, Diego? Fairly often, not crazy often, but fairly often. Or like people will just ask like what's the best switch for X or Y. I tried lubing the top housing since it was recommended. I liked it, so I went back and lubed all the top housings of the already lubed switches. I feel like it's gonna be worth though. Oh, I personally don't find lubing top housings to be so worthwhile because I just kind of feel like it doesn't really do much for me. I personally never felt the need to. What's the best switch for doing my taxes, Diego, please? That's funny. But yeah. People will ask those kinds of questions. So, well, not specifically like an activity, but like, yeah. Like, what's the best linear switch, or what's your favorite switch is a very normal way of asking that question. And like, I just kind of have like, I have the switches command, but I just kind of like have. It's not a canned response, but it's like a very like typical response that I give. But like, these are good, cheap, whatever, yada yada. Yeah. Rookie soon will be the new daily after my Polaris. Oh, okay. Gosh, that's so. You've been in that, huh? I see. Yeah. I hope that just ends well and just kind of is finally over soon. Honestly, it's not been nice to see that. It's just like, just wish it were different. Shit happens, what can you do? Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, I do have to say, like, there's a part of me that says there's a bit of mismanagement or poor communication in that regard. But mostly because, I mean, sure, maybe there's stuff that can't be disclosed and whatever, but even then it's a bit, it could have been managed a lot better in my opinion. So, but yeah, what can you do indeed? I always have 2 or 3 boards on me. I'll sell and buy something new every couple months or trade for something neat. What are you currently using, aiming? Or anything you're enjoying right now? Daily driving, I win keyless Freyr with case 3 yellows unlubed and peacock. Oh, interesting. Freyr is that I remember seeing that board. Where was it from? Was that the one from Vietnam? No. Is it? I just don't remember. Cherry Bee. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. Do you like that board? I actually have never seen it in person or anything. I mean, I assume it's good since you've been using it for a while. Alright, we've done the stabs. Let's hope that it just works fine. I love it. Oh, that's good. See, so there was a funny argument yesterday on the, was it yesterday on the Singa Discord, I think? There was this guy who came in and said, oh my god, I thought it was hilarious. Oh yeah, here it is. Basically, someone, so there is this one person who was talking about how you know, they're like, you know, someone was commenting about the aftermarket because, like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, like, are people tired of seeing like price in the aftermarket go for a lot, right, over like certain boards, right? Because, you know, they just get listed for like 2 or 3 times their original price. And this guy was like, oh, like, you know, like, increase the quantity. Like, why get annoyed about the people who are spending that money? And it's like, it was like, oh, like, you realize that increasing quantity is just not as simple as it sounds, right? Like, it's just, you can't increase, like, you know, manufacture quantities just like that, because you also have to think about the logistics behind it, right? And then, you know, he was like kind of arguing about how like the aftermarket price is reflective of like quality. So he basically was like, oh, if it's expensive in the aftermarket, it means it's premium. Look at Keycults or TGRs or whatever, Singa boards or whatever, right? and like, you know, people were like, well, no, like, just because it's expensive in the aftermarket just means it's hyped in the aftermarket. It doesn't mean that the keyboard necessarily is the most premium or whatever. It's not representative of how good a board is, right? I mean, plus there's only so many ways of doing a rectangle, right? Like, they kind of just feel the way that they feel depending on the switch and the plate that you choose, right? And all that kind of stuff. Like, those choices kind of affect your typing experience a lot more than just the case or the design. Just thought it was hilarious though, and you know, we're just having this argument about like, there's like boards that are pretty good that are going for less than what, you know, like how much people enjoy them. Like the Prophet is a good example, the Polaris is a good example, the Vega is a good example. And, you know, like, we all know that it's because Vega, Polaris, for example, they were produced in large quantities. Thermal as well, like, you know, it took a while, but, like, it was produced in fairly large quantities. And like, you know, we know that there's been another round, and so like, you know, like the aftermarket is driven by hype, right? Bigger number, better keyword, yeah. And I was like, and you know, I said something like, oh, why don't you go buy a 356 CL DGE, right? The OTD, right? Because that one has some really shit anno, to be honest. It basically has like this striped anno in gray, which is not intentional. It's actually just bad anno from like a car shop. It has like cone feet and all that, right? And it's like, yeah, sure, it's a piece of history or whatever, right? But that aside, right? If you want to equate higher price for higher quality, it's certainly not it. There's a lot of boards though out there that are like very nice boards. Like I was talking about the thermal, for example. Like I enjoy my thermal so much, right? And like, you know, right now in the market it's like going for what, $600-700 ish. And I was like, you know, and like, or like the Profit is a good one too. It's like $500 nowadays, like retail almost. Like it's a great board though. It actually has such an interesting sound, the Profit, for example. I really enjoy it. My current Monkey Type PR is actually on my Profit, which is 138. But yeah. But I just realized, like, there's so many people who think this way, right? Who like come into the hobby or kind of see that in the aftermarket, and they're like, that's the thing I want because it's obvious that people want it because it's high quality, supposedly, right? But yeah, it's kind of sad to see that the perception perpetuates like that, though. And I was like, you know, it's so important to like educate people on like how that perception can affect you, or like skews a lot of things. Like, yeah, it's like, just because the new release that's coming is branded a certain way, like let's say like, you know, new collabs or whatever, you know, renowned brands, it doesn't mean the board is exactly going to be the same as the previous iterations, right? It could just be a flop. It could be a flop. Who knows? You just gotta try it. That's the only way to know what a board is like. You just have to try it. Yeah. Running the Polaris without the weight, so nice to have it be light. Oh, yo, Lana, I honestly think 60% without weights are actually really nice. Like, because the light, I really like light 60%. It's so nice to have like a lighter board that you can just move around and stuff. Like, especially like if you had to like, you know, take it somewhere else. It's actually so nice. It's just triple your logistics and quality control. How good are Geekart keycaps compared to GMK? I don't know the comparison to GMK because I don't have Geekart keycaps myself, but I've heard very good things about Geekart caps. Like decently well, like they're like pretty good for like the cheap price they go for. Yeah. Sad things for me that the two boards I want are 2K and 1K. It's too much. Yeah, I mean, just big price in the aftermarket is just a lot. Let's see. Speaking of aftermarket, I was banned from Krelb and Zeg Discord today for saying people making one-off clones for themselves of boards that cost thousands in the aftermarket isn't morally wrong as long as they don't sell it. But Crack Baby, it is morally wrong though. TBH. You shouldn't be cloning people's work without permission. I don't understand why you should be copying other people's work. Like, there's no reason for it. You can definitely make something for yourself that's not a copy. Why copy? Why copy? Yeah. If you're good enough to copy, yeah, make your own things. Make your own original things. Why copy? It makes no sense to me. It is morally wrong though. You're technically stealing information. Like, you're stealing like IP essentially. You're not giving credit where it's due, and yeah, it's just imitation. Imitation is the best form of flattery, I guess, but even then. Those that try to follow trends just to find out what's better rather than just trying it out themselves. Yeah. Trying it out yourself is really like what it is. Things I don't like about the aftermarket is people doing witch hunts nowadays and people flipping. I don't think people do it too much, TBH. Definitely not right to go excessive. Like there's people who are very excessive about their way of calling people out. So of course there's issues with that. But there's ways to do it without being a dickhead, essentially. Anyway, let's see. I'm a super noob. But what's a keyboard with F logo? I see a bunch of streamers have. It's like in the top right corner. F logo? Hold on. F logo in the top right corner? You guys know what the F logo is? I don't know. How's the build going? It's going okay. Nuclear nachos. Sorry, I'm like catching up in chat. Blah, blah, blah. Steal designs without asking morally justified. SMH, right? Learn, not copy. Yeah. So I've explained this to a few people. Over DMs actually. If you're good enough to copy, if you're good enough to reverse engineer something in your mind or in practice, right? You take a design, right, that you like, let's say, and you decide to deconstruct it to learn the principal components of it, right? You take it apart to understand how it like to understand how it works, right? Like it's to understand how like the basic elements are put together, right? But it doesn't mean you have to do it the same exact way as the thing that you're using as inspiration. And you should always give credit where it's due. And giving credit is not just like, oh, I just put your name on it or whatever. Loaded question, how is Dostar 5 not a copy? Well, it basically is a reprint of an existing thing, yeah. Dostar 5 is not original. Yeah, Dostar 5 is not original, really. It's just a reprint of something that already existed, right? The only thing that's new about Dostar 5 is that it has R5 and that the kitting is a certain way, and that's about it though. And the colors, like for example, like there's the match turquoise that we picked, and the red color, the P3, I think it was, for the accents. That was a little different. Yeah, but yeah, Dostar 5 is essentially a reprint. So that's basically what it is. Anime is bad, so it's not okay by virtue of that. How come people drawing anime characters is okay? You mean like people like drawing their favorite characters? I would say cloning is right, but if you're not making a profit from it, I don't see a huge issue. You might want to keep it on the DL though if you do clone. Yeah, it's like, why do you even have to post it? Like, why do you have to make it public? Why do you have to tell people like, look at what I did, I cloned something, yay. But I mean, there's people who will say like, oh yeah, I'm doing it for practice, right? Like I'm copying this thing that I like for practice. The same way that you know, like you look at something that you like and you try to copy it, like, you know, like a drawing, let's say, for example. But drawing is different because you're like trying to learn that like motor skill. Pear so edgy for sure, as usual though. If you're going to make a clone, ask permission from the designer. Yeah, ask permission. That's very easy. What does it take a lot to just DM someone and be like, hey, I really like your work, and I wanted to take a look at it and see if I could recreate something like it. Do you mind if I did that? And if they say no, then you should respect that opinion. But it's not hard to do that. It literally takes 2 minutes to send a DM. Staff seem fine. Whether fan art is okay totally depends on the copyright owner. That is correct. CA Beggar is right. There are studios, or there are art, like, you know, people who make art who will send C&Ds for copied art for sure. Do you have an ultrasonic cleaner that can clean factory lube? No, I don't. I actually do not have an ultrasonic cleaner. So the company Dolge didn't put resources into designing the product and having it manufactured. I believe Dolge is the licensing for Dolge is actually expired too. From like the 90s. But yeah, by that logic, every base set is a copy too. Yeah. I agree with that too. Trying to find the line where a clone became celebrated versus hated. I mean, for example, like UTD is a pretty blatant copy, right? They're not asking for permission. There's, of course, if you ask somebody, if you ask the maker of UTD, right? UTD, the people who copy OTDs, right? If you ask them, why do you do UTD? They're gonna be like, oh, we did it because we respect the history. We love OTD. It's an homage. We would like to honor and, you know, like pay respects to the giants who came before us. That's what they're gonna say. Obviously. Why would they not say that? If they're selling it. They want to sell this product, right? Of course they're gonna say something that makes them, you know, seem like in a positive light, right? But if you take a look at the work they do, it's a copy. It's a copy. They never ask anyone for permission. They never really ask anybody if it's okay. They just did it, and it's work that doesn't belong to them. Will theirs be respected enough to reproduce the Anno issue? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, like there's that line for sure. Just in general though, copying work is not the right thing to do if you are not giving a head, like it's essentially plagiarism. Like plagiarism is not okay when you don't tell the people who did this, right? Especially if they're existing entities, if they're currently active entities producing that thing, right? Or if they're like, if there's a very clear individual who is behind the original work, right? In the case of like art, it kind of works that way. In the case of like specific designs, right, kind of goes that way. Like it's the idea of this one person or something. And if it's an entity, like a commercial entity, then, you know, you need to look into like what they allow and what they don't, that kind of stuff. But yeah, also wondering if the AliExpress cherry white and black and white keycaps are legal. Double shot PVT for 30 to 50 euros is nuts. I mean, so like black and white, white and black, right? Like those kinds of like combos, it's like nobody owns it, I think. So yeah. How to clone ethically 101. Make an original design and produce it. Clone your own design. True. Very true. Yet keywords don't have license at all? Yeah, you know why keywords don't have license at all? Because people trust each other. There's a bit of honor code going on. Because keywords started as a passion project. It's a matter of time though. Yeah. There are people working on getting their stuff licensed or patented. I can say that much. There are people who will protect it legally, who will start protecting their products legally. It's a matter of time though. People haven't done it because it costs a lot of money and a lot of time to do it. It's not cheap to... It's not easy to protect your work legally like that. But it hasn't been done because it's that much costly, right? And because, yeah, in the community there is an inherent sense of trust for people, and people trust that others won't be dickheads and copy their work, essentially. Basically what it is. And when you cross that line, these people will be driven to protect their work, or people will call it out, right? What do you think of China keycap clones? I think China keycap clones, right? It's kind of like this parody thing, right? I personally think it's pretty whatever. I actually don't really find it funny, for example. Personally, I personally don't subscribe to China keycap clones. Like what they do specifically, CKC. People might find it funny, or like it's like sarcasm or whatever. Like, I mean, like not sarcasm, but like satire, like, you know, satirical and stuff. I personally don't find it funny at all. I'm like, it kind of goes in poor taste for me. But that's just because it's like, if you have chops to do that, why not just make something for yourself? Like, why use that time to make stuff that like looks like other people's work? Why are you wasting that time and money and energy? Why can't you do something original for yourself? And if the excuse is, oh, because there's really not much that you can do anymore and we have covered all the grounds, that's a lie. There are things that you can do, original things. Like, there are original things you can still do. You just haven't figured it out. If tracing onto the thing for a Christmas tree hurts community, then yes, it is bad. Making a one-off with community resources hurts the community. Yeah. There's some Olivia Mizu 808 clones on AliExpress, but China has a different view on copying than the West. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, different views on that for sure. Doesn't mean they're necessarily right views. I mean, in some people's eyes, it seems like, okay, like keycap clones or like keycap set colorways, right? I know that colorways are not protected legally for a good extent, right? But if you're copying like novelties, like for example, like like novelty work and stuff like that, there's stuff that's traced, but there's also stuff that's kind of like originally like made. And if you're copying that kind of stuff, like, if you're copying like, I don't know, like Bib's bento or milkshake or whatever, that kind of stuff, like he drew the novelties and all that, right? Yeah, that's pretty shitty. And people, like, you go on RMK, right? You go on RMK and people post like, oh, I got my set of Darling or Olivia or yada yada, right? From AliExpress or Taobao or whatever. And there's always like a slew of comments. Some that are like, oh, like, is it because you couldn't like afford the original or whatever? And some people who are like, oh, but you know, when you can't afford buying the original, this is the only way you can get it. And if I want it, I'm gonna get it, right? Like, sure, but it still means you're conceding the fact that it's okay for for these people who are making these keycap clones to continue making them and like basically benefiting from the work that somebody else did to like make that particular colorway popular, to make those novelties stand out, you know, whatever it is. That's why, like, that sense of entitlement is what's wrong in the community, in my opinion. Like, that's something that I personally really don't like in the community right now. People who are entitled because they think that, oh, I'm entitled to only spend $50 for my keycap set, even if it's a clone or whatever. But by supporting this business, you're conceding the fact that it's okay to copy these things. It's just not cool, basically. It's just not cool to do that. It's like, it's just a shame, I think. You have to brand yourself and create a name for yourself while you know those existing designs will sell. Yeah. How do you feel about GMK's policy that whoever gets to make the mold for public domain art gets rights over it because they won't make a second set of the same mold art? Okay, let me think about that. Policy that whoever gets to make the mold for public domain art. So someone, let's say, design like a set of novelties or a set of icons, right? Or a set of legends on GMK keycaps, and they decided to make it public domain, meaning that other people can use that set of molds. But GMK makes a policy that the original person who made it gets rights over that. Is that what you're trying to say? I mean, GMK deciding on their own policies is like a private decision, right? Like they own that, and like they are a private entity, so they can decide whatever they want to do with their. Oh, the art that was used to make the molds was public domain. I see. So, for example, a good example is Mito. There's some novelties out there, like Mitos, that are public domain vector designs. I'm not sure if whether he bought a license or not. That's something we don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, GMK protecting that is dumb because it's public domain, first of all. Like, that's the thing. If you know that the source is a public domain thing, like, you should kind of go with that, right? Yeah, that would make sense for GMK to like protect. Like the whole retro wave thing, right? Like the laser, like the sunset thingy, right? That was what it was. It's so stupid. Doge Think is an interesting thing, I think. I believe, if I recall, Doge Think, for example, was drawn by Switchnally. It was Doge Think is actually it was not a trace. It was like a drawing by Switchnally. He like looked at the Doge design, and it's actually not the same. The Doge Think like emote that we have like in our community was actually first drawn by Switchnally. So in a way, it's kind of original, Doge Think. Yeah. Because the original Doge meme uses like the real dog. So like Doge Think and like the Doge emotes are actually like original, or it's original art. Yeah, by Switchnally, who initially made emotes when he was like in the keyboard community Slack. Yeah. So he actually has the right to protect Doge Think as original work, as a novelty that's original work for himself. That's why Doge Think is protected. If like somebody wanted to run Doge Think novelties through GMK, pretty sure GMK wouldn't let them because it technically is original vector art by a person who took the concept of the meme, of the Doge meme, and extended it further into these expressions, emotes. Yeah. If someone's willing to pay for another set of molds, I don't get the reason not to make it. The only thing I saw that made a little sense was someone trying to make a similar theme set, but that seems like a valid reason to reject it. Yeah, I feel like if you can afford to just make the new molds, why not, right? But yeah, it is unfortunately because GMK is a private entity, they can make those decisions by force. They can force people to like basically not be able to do whatever, which kind of sucks. So at this point, it's like that you kind of have to shed light to GMK or to like whoever the manufacturer is, that like it's not like, you know, it's not like infringing on like original work. Yeah, so you have to elucidate that fact for them. And that's kind of tough. Language barrier or understanding, like, or capacity to like take that kind of feedback tends to be pretty the tolerance for that tends to be pretty low. So yeah, people are not very receptive to criticism like that. So yeah, it's like telling people that they're wrong doesn't usually go well. People tend to be pretty protective about themselves. So it's hard to push morals onto someone who can buy GMK Darling for $30 instead of $700 in the aftermarket. That's the thing, Crack Baby. Like, the thing is, you're not forced to buy GMK Darling on the aftermarket. Nobody is forced to buy GMK Darling in the aftermarket. It's not about morals. It's not about morals at that point. When you have the capacity to make the decision to not buy or buy something, and also specifically this is the aftermarket, right? If you had the option to buy, like, let's say actually, let's have a hypothetical that two different storefronts have, one storefront has the original, like, let's say GMK Darling with the full set of novelties and all that, and another shop has the like copied colorway, so same colors, same novelties, different keycap manufacturer, but yeah, sure, like $50 or whatever, right? But it's very clear that they didn't make it with permission from the person who originally designed those novelties or whatever, like designed the set, right? Like, I know like Zerpaca was behind GMK Darling, for example, but you know, it doesn't matter who it is. If you had the option to buy between the original work and like the other one, that's a very different case from telling someone to buy something in the aftermarket versus buying it at this store, right, for like $30 or $50, right? They're not forced to buy something in the aftermarket. That's the thing. It's not, they have the option just to not support like flippers or like, you know, sellers out there. They're not entitled to own this set, simply said. So it makes no sense. That argument is pretty moot. Keyboards are luxury goods. No one needs this stuff. Exactly. No one needs this stuff. GMK could be on the hook for violating copyright laws. So actually, GMK definitely knows this, and that's why they are... I'm not sure if you know, Will Kitty, but starting from like sometime... Was it earlier this year or was it late last year? They announced saying like they're not gonna allow for any like vector art for novelties that had inspiration from like you know, original work out there. Like, for example, Darling is a good example because it's based on an anime, right? And that studio could protect that work. So yeah. So GMK is starting to shut those down slowly because they know they could be in danger for it, in like legal trouble for it. So they're acting on behalf of themselves, not on behalf of the community or like anybody who's designing these sets, right? They're just trying to minimize damage to themselves. Darling is a unique case. In the aftermarket, price is a reflection. Weebs love 02 and they cannot live without the merch. That's also false, because they can't live without it. Saying you can't live without something is like, it's pretty dumb. That's a you problem. So that's why the moral argument doesn't work out, right? But yeah. I mean, again, people like to twist these arguments, you know, in their own advantage or like within their own like rules. I can't live with my Diego body pillow, please. Please. You're an artisan maker, a new set comes out you really like, but you aren't asked to do a collab. You also ask if you can make a set and get no response. Do you just make the colorway and not reference the colorway? B, not do it out of respect. That's a good one. Interesting. So you're an artisan maker, you're not asked to do a collab, like an official collaboration with the keycap designer, right? But you like the colorway, so you want to make your own keycaps inspired by that colorway. I think that just means you're not gonna be there's not gonna be some kind of official affiliation with that, right? It's gonna be like, I did this because I like these colors, right? People do that all the time, don't they, though? It's like, it's like they say like, I like, I mean, I think I know the example you're going for. Is it like, I like GMK Taro, or I like GMK Serica? But it's not credited to the original. I mean, not that it's not credited, but like it's rather not directly affiliated with the original maker, like designer. You can either use the official set name or not use the set name or not do it. Oh, I see. I don't know. I'm actually not sure. I haven't been in that position, so I'm not very sure. I suppose the right thing to do would be to just say that it's inspired by that colorway, and you can name it however, you can name your keycaps whatever you like. But if it's obvious that it's copied after this original work, you should probably say something about it. Yeah, that would be the right thing to do, right? Why is the OG dice up market so dry right now? Because it's been a depleting supply since like the 80s and 90s, so that's why. What do you mean? It's 2021. It's been like 40 years since then. Y'all degens asking for body pillows. Jesus Christ. I think it's pretty okay for artisans to make caps matching colorways. Asking for permission is nice to do out of respect, though. Yeah. I think out of respect, it's pretty nice if you reach out and say like, hey, I really like your colorway. Just wanted to give you a heads up that I wanted to make these caps based on the colorway that you made. You know, here it is. Yeah, that's the right move, probably. That's an artisan maker. Guilty of buying a darling off the aftermarket because I know it'll never be back and I want it in my collection. Yeah, so see, like, I think that's the right thing to do. You want it in your collection, you love the work, you know it's not going to happen again because of the whole like GMK thing, like the novelties and whatever. But and you have the dilemma, do I go off and buy like an original, or do I go off and buy a look-alike, essentially? If it were me, I would say just save your money and go buy the original when you can afford it, right? Instead of buying the look-alike. Because, you know, that's the best way to say like, oh, I'm really committed to this original work. Like, yeah, that you like it and stuff. Model M body pillow? Yeah, I saw that one. Pretty ridiculous. Also, why Model M? Why, like, why? actually, like, the whole thing didn't seem consistent to me, though. The whole concept of it. I was like, huh? Kind of falls apart. Totally depends on your commitment to the hobby. Yeah, that is true. That is true. How many people in the hobby do you think rush to put together a board and disappear? Oh, so many. So many. So many. I mean, a lot of people come here just to ask a question like, hey, Lightning, I'm buying this, this, and this. Is this the right thing? And then they dip and never come back. Yeah. All the time, right? All the time. I've been streaming a lot recently, so I might not say too much about current group buys, but today is the last day for SA Ramses on Omnitype. So if you're interested in that SA set, today is the last day, so just check that out. I think that's all recent news that I have. Oh, actually no, there is some Canon Keys news, right? That's relevant, might be relevant for an announcement. Let me go check. It was in their newsletter recently. It was that they're gonna have extras. Let's see. So, okay, here it is. So May 7th. No. So GMK Peaches and Cream Light on Canon Keys ends tomorrow midnight. Then the Rect 1800 keyboard is gonna have an in-stock drop on May 17th, which I believe is Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. It comes in E-white, gold, gray, green, and blue, and it costs $320 or $330 depending on A or B stock. So Rect 1800 on Monday at 2 p.m. on Canon Keys. GMK Peaches and Cream Light ending this weekend, so this Saturday at midnight. Yeah, I think those are pretty relevant. Let me see if there's any other group buys that are ending soon. My favorite are the ones that ask for your pin then completely ignore it. Like the ones that Contra, like the ones that come into the server and then they're like, oh, so is this the right thing? And they just like say like, oh, but they have some excuse for it. Yeah, happens all the time though. It's kind of weird, to be honest. Hey Moon, what's up? You mean GMK PNCR one? But yeah, just gonna list some active group buys. So let's see, Cyrillic Beige and White on Black on Canon Keys. Those sets are cool. I'm debating getting those, Cyrillic Beige and White on Black. And then Novel Keys right now has Parcel, Zooted, and Henderbyte Round 2. Zooted is pretty neat. I'm kind of I'm a bit nervous as to how Zooted might come out though, because of the color. The colors are kind of very subtle. Kind of gives me a bit of a GMK Necro vibes a bit, in the sense of like those colors could be a miss. I hope not though. But yeah. Handerbite round 2 though. If you didn't buy Handerbite last time, this is your chance. Glad Handerbite is running again. Are you gonna grab a set? Pairs? People who don't like it do not understand good art. Oh, when does Handerbite open? It's already open, Whittle. These are all open group buys right now. Handerbite round 2 is open on novel keys. I bought DSS handwork. Wait, what do you mean FML? It's currently open. It's still gonna be open till I think the end of the month. So you still have time. I'm against GMK? That's fair. Oh yeah, I guess you've said that a lot of times before. I understand though. How's your week so far? Week's been okay, Dutch Master. Well, a bit less productive than I have wanted, but otherwise pretty good. Just getting adjusted to some new work things. Yeah, good though. Pretty good week. Relaxing to a good extent. Have you seen EPUT origami? I have not. I have not seen EPUT origami. I have to admit, I don't see a lot of EPUTs as, or at least the interest checks these days. I don't check the interest check form as much anymore. There's just so much going on that like I can't keep track of it anymore. I actually just kind of keep track of sets that come into group buy instead of keeping track of interest checks now, because there's so many sets now that come into group buy every single month that like even just keeping track of what group buys are open is plenty of work already. Oh my god, that red bottom though, yeah. Do you prefer super heavy boards or not really? I think for me, kind of like not too heavy is fine. I think too heavy can be a little obnoxious because I kind of get scared that I might drop it or something. I don't know, but I don't really require that boards have to be very heavy, to be honest. It's just not my. It's not at the top of my priority list, basically. In fact, some of the boards I like a ton are very light. Like they're very light, and they're still very lovely boards. They don't have to have a weight for them to be good. Weight does not equate to quality at all. It's just an extra. It's an extra feature. That's all. It's almost a decoration for me, actually. The weight. It's an extra decoration. I mean, it does change a bit of the sound and like the density of the board and all that, but it does have some practical purpose, but it's not like a proven, like there's no proven science behind it specifically. So it is an extra accessory in my eyes. HKB hybrid, yeah, HKB hybrid is so good. HKBs, the new line of HKBs is so good just in general. Like they really did a pretty good job kind of like redoing those. Like even stock, they're pretty solid. And like USB-C, reprogrammable, all that kind of stuff is pretty neat. Never really had any issues with their Bluetooth either, so. Let's see. Technically, weights are decoration. Yeah, they basically are. Oops. Let's see. There was a switch here that I didn't solder. Hey, Ozzy. Good morning. How are you? How are you today? Ozzy, I was thinking about this the other day. Well, like for you, the streams are kind of like a like a starting your day entertainment source, because they always happen in the morning for you, right? Morning, early afternoon, right? So for you, it's like a wake up and you're like, let's see who's on today, this morning. I realize that's the case for most of the like Asia or like the other side of the world people who like watch NA streamers. Awesome, okay. We're done soldering, I think. Yeah, let's see. What other group buys do we have right now, though? GMK Dual Shot Round 2, for those who were interested in GMK Dual Shot. Round 2 is still happening. GMK Deep Well on Space Cables. And the rest is mostly products in stock. Switches and lube and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. LOL, all the evening US streams are kind of like the radio on in the background while working. That's good to know. It's a kind of nice thing though, to be honest. I kind of feel like it's a... I actually feel like that's the better way to digest streams. Because they're not like the most... Like, you know, they don't require full attention, so... It's a good way to just have it on in the background. I think that's kind of neat. Can't hang today. Saturday morning here. Lots of kids sport. But just wanted to jump on and say hi. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Ozzy. That's very kind of you. Thank you for coming by and saying hi at least. Lightning has a soothing radio voice. I don't think that's true. I actually don't like my voice at all. I think most people tend to not like their microphoned voices. I personally don't. Yeah, I don't like my voice on the mic, recorded especially. I work third shift, so that's kind of how streams are for me. Oh, okay. So Jeff Leopard, you're kind of like, I think Poner also works late shifts, so that's like that too. Yeah. So pretty much anyone who's like on that side of the schedule for a day, like PM, late PM, early AM for locals, and then AM people out in Asia and the other side of the world. All right, let's test the PCB now that it's done soldering. All right, so Wolbotech WT65A, good. Okay. Test matrix. Hearing your own voices, Mike, is like listening to the Forbidden song. Yeah. It's kind of like yeah, it's like it's gonna like something weird's gonna happen to me or something. Oh, looks like I missed soldering or something, so I'm gonna have to check that. The E key is not soldered, I think. Maybe I missed a leg. I think that's probably the case. Oh, is it? Hold on, is it chattering? Is it chattering? No, it seems fine on switch hitters, so I think it's just VS refresh for that. So the E key. Okay, the E. Let's check it. Oh yeah, I missed a leg. Haha. Missed one leg. Is this a personal board? Yes, it is. Revexions. It is. Twitch is great for background noise at work. Yeah, I bet. I don't sleep and I don't look out the window, so it's cool. Yeah. Lighting has a pretty good voice. Yeah. I don't really like my recorded voice though, for sure. I feel like I sound very obnoxious to myself. Okay, cool. That works. Alright, we're good. Missing a leg, SMH my head. Won the raffle? What do you mean, pairs? I won the raffle fair and square. Stop insinuating weird things. Jeez. Rude. Try to make it seem like I'm sponsored or something. I don't think that's even true. Maybe one day, but this wasn't it. This wasn't it. It's not what you think. I'll let you know if it ever is like that. Maybe this is the start. No, I mean, one can hope, right? One can hope. All right, so let's put this guy together. So let me see. How does this go together, huh? Okay, so let me just look at this. This goes in there, so it's probably this orientation. Okay. What's that big tap over there? Oh wait, no. Huh? How much karma do you spend on winning this raffle? I don't know. I don't know. Here's the daughter board. Screws, I think. Alright. Goes in like that, right? Yeah. Finally done with lubing. Nice, nice, nice. I assume this is how it goes. I hope. Hope I didn't do anything wrong. Lightning is corrupt like any other politician. Holy shit, those are bold claims. Oh, I should put the screws in though. I should put the screws in. I should put the screws in. Short screws go out here. Yeah. Do not worry, pal. I'll defend you as long as you're making a good point. Corrupted my streamer. I'm glad I took breaks in between though. I'd probably over lube if I didn't. That's good. Yeah, I usually don't lube all at once. I first of all don't have the patience to do it all at once. Yeah. And then all right. Okay, so all those screws are in. And then I just gotta put these on, right? I think maybe I should just get rid of these alignment posts. They're not quite fitted as properly for every corner. Maybe it's a little bent too, so. Yeah, I'm gonna take one corner out. I think one corner is just kind of like problematic, so I think this corner can go. I think I just need 3 of them. Yeah, that's good. Lining up the bottom is more than enough. Yep. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. And then I put this on top. What is the red board? The red this board is a Kohaku by Senga. And then the one I'm building right now is a Keycult number 265. Where do you get that screw bowl? I got it from Muji. It's just a little bowl from Muji. Muji's goated. I love Muji. I love Muji pens especially, and I love their general accessories section in general, like for their house stuff. They have a lot of clean, nice looking stuff, and it's not expensive. It's kind of like the Uniqlo of like random houseware. So I love it. Jomi Carlos, buenas noches, Dio. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, muchas gracias. ¿Cómo estás tú? ¿Qué tal, qué tal? Es buen viernes. ¿Tienes planes para el fin de semana? Muji is Bougie Daiso? Yeah. That's a good way to compare it. Yeah, Bougie dies, so that's hilarious. That's pretty funny. Do I want to tape this down or nah? Maybe I'll just do it out of not wanting to pinch the cables. Yo, Shibiku, hello. I thought Muji announced bankruptcy. They announced bankruptcy for their physical stores. So most of their physical stores have closed for Muji. They still have online sales though, and some physical stores still have like clearance. I miss going to a physical store. Same. That's yeah. It's fun going to the stores. I love shopping at their stores. So yeah. Definitely gonna miss it. Then again, like Contra was talking about Muji's like bougie Daiso, but we don't even have Daiso here, or at least there's no Daisos close to me. So yeah, I think there is Daiso somewhere, but like it's not anywhere close to me though. So, but if I had a Daiso, I would buy so many things there. I love going to Daiso like when I visit SF or like other places like California. Yeah. All right. I think that is correct. Make sure every screw is in there. Alright. There's a Daiso near me? Did y'all hear about the Sennheiser selling their consumer headphone division? Oh, really? Oh, what? Really? I thought their consumer headphones were they're not doing well anymore? Damn, they've been around for so many years though, and people love it. That's surprising. I'm surprised that they're closing. Damn, that's wild actually. Sold it to a hearing aid company. Oh. Damn. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Who would have imagined that coming? I didn't see that coming. Wow. My first Sennheiser is a good pair of headphones I've ever bought. Same. Well, I mean, I'm currently using Shure, but my first pair of like nicer headphones were Sennheisers too. Yeah. That's really sad. That's really sad. Alright, we're done with the build, I think. Alright, so should we just put Burgundy on this? I don't mind. Burgundy's right here, and I had this in mind, so let's just put Burgundy on. Let's just do it. And I don't have an opinion red switches yet, Shibiku, because I did not, I have not tried them yet, sorry. True us, please. Is this too far to the edge? Oh, maybe I tightened this without looking too closely. Hold up. I thought the alignment pins would do the job, but I just have to scurry it slightly up. Audiofiles is another beast. Yeah, I'm not into audio too much. I just have like a few nice things and that's it. No more. Keeps getting boring. I've been venturing more and more into audio. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm not into like, I don't dabble into new hobbies very easily because it gets pretty expensive, and also I just don't have that kind of. Yeah, I'm not huge into like hopping from one thing going to the next like that. Just in general. So it looks like this fire truck is getting stationed here or something, or was there a fire alarm here? I'm not sure. Not in my building, but the building across the street maybe. So annoying though. Run, you're on fire. Oh gosh. Favorite form factor? You mean for keyboards? I like 60% and TKL is the most. I use, oh my god, I use 65% a bit and 75% as well. I pretty much dabble anywhere from 60% and above mostly. I don't use 40s or smaller form factor much. I have and I can use them, but it's not my preference ultimately. I love the Hangul sub-legends. Yeah. It gets so expensive. Only other hobbies is tennis, bowling, and K-pop. Yo, bowling kind of expensive though. Bowling actually kind of expensive. I don't know about tennis, but bowling's kind of expensive though. It's not New York unless you hear the sounds of sirens and crackheads screaming. True that. True that. Coffee is expensive if you're into getting like espresso is very expensive for coffee. Or like fancy brewing shit. People who get those expensive machines, yo, that's like crazy. Like you go to like Keycult, like in this Keycult server, yo, people there are pretty intense. I think it's cool, but I'm like so expensive. It's like so expensive. Just like Jesus Christ, these like few $1,000 machines and stuff. I mean, of course, we spend like hundreds on keyboards, but like I'm just like, wow, like I didn't realize coffee was this big thing. I guess there's a niche for everything, but I don't know. Just never knew that. Never knew. I say maintenance for tennis and bowling can be expensive, but not terrible. Yeah, maintenance is not too bad when it's equipment that stays around for a while, right? Like you get it once and it's good. Buying your own bowling shoes is a must to save money. Oh, I mean, that's like probably the first thing you would do is getting your own shoes, yeah. I love bowling, but I've never bought my own stuff. I've gone a lot though with friends and stuff. I had a friend who I would just borrow a pair of shoes because he owned like several, and then I would just borrow a pair from him. So that saved me a lot of money, but it was fun. I would go bowling every so often with friends. I love bowling though. It's such a fun activity. Super fun. AirPress all you need. Well and grinder. Yeah. I use a hand grinder, and I have a Lido ET, and I have a French press. I mean, I have a. Sorry, no, I don't have a French press anymore. I have a Chemex now, so I just do pour overs. Yeah, but for my grinder, I have a Lido, and that's probably the most expensive item. I prepared artisans today. Look. I prepared artisans for this build. I have had this artisan series in mind for so long. Finally, it's time to use it. I've been waiting for this for so long. Okay, let's see. Where do I put this? Cthulhu on top? Yeah, Cthulhu on top. And then maybe we can do heck face. Okay, this is tight. Hopefully it fits with no issues. No stem crack, please. No stem crack, please. No stem crack, please. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm gonna test it on something else. Okay. Oh, seems safe. Okay. All right. Nightcap stuff is very tight sometimes. And then my escape is gonna be my grimace. Yay! Let's go. Well, as long as you don't do a lot of off-axis pressing, it's fine. Lido ET is not cheap either. Yeah. So the Lido ET for me was like buy once and forget. Like someone recommended it to me, and I was like, okay, thanks for the rec. I bought it, and then I was like, no more, no more. But yeah. Look, are you proud of me, Jeff Leopard? Are you in chat? Look at this. Look at how nice this looks. Alrighty. That was actually the 3-2-1 boom, but I didn't tell you about it. It was perfect with the clapping. Alright, let's type on this. Imagine having full sets of releases. Please, I worked for these. Purse caps lock. Hey, oh, this is round 1 GMK Burgundy though. It's the best. The best round of GMK Burgundy is round 1. Because round 2 was, I think, text only, right? And then round 3 was centered icons. So nope, not for me. What cable is this? This is actually, well, the connector is just like a Limo look-alike connector, and the cable is just paracord. It's just black or dark gray paracord rather. This is dark gray paracord. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Round 1 GMK Burgundy is there basically is not great, better, and best. This is the best one. Let me open up typing test. Oopsie, nope. Hey, let's go. Here it is. Okay. Alright. And just adjust the volume slightly. Alright. I think that should do. About 1 Huey away. Make sure it faces the center of the board. Okay. Alright. You'll close up a little. Okay, I think that's nicer. Watch them do black mods or blank mods. So, yeah, I mean, don't ask me about that. I don't know. I think Coco Bray's preference is actually icon mods like these. So round 1, I think, is exactly what he wanted. But yeah. Let's go. Let's give this a shot, shall we? Oh, this is not Kohaku anymore. Can I clear tags? Can I make a new tag? How do I make a new tag again? Tags. Oh, here it is. Oh wait. Did it work? Invalid tag name. Keycult 265. Invalid tag. Okay. What? Okay, there we go. Alright. Let's do this. Sweet. So this is red switches, Lube with Tribosys 3204, and Deskeys films on full alu. Ooh, 130. Pretty good. Yo, but that spacebar though. Wow, sounds like a mechanical keyboard. Yo, that spacebar sounds so good. I love the sound of the spacebar. Anyway, let's you want to hear the mods? Let's hear the mods. Here are the modifiers. Spacebar is pretty nice though, for sure. I do like the spacebar sound on this right now. I heard a ping you said, but what ping? Ping from like messaging ping, or ping like spring ping or something? If it was from the board, I probably don't hear it from here though. Yeah. Switch spring ping. Yeah, I couldn't hear it, so I think it's fine. I think it's probably just the mic capturing that more easily. What do you use for stab loop? I used 205 grade 0. Just that. Just good old Cryotalks 205 grade 0. With just once on tap. Oh yeah, if it's because I was pressing repeatedly, it's usually just because of that. That's fine. It's because the springs tend to rotate slightly. But yeah. But yeah, no, this sounds pretty nice and looks pretty nice. So let's try typing on it one more time, because why not? I am very pleased. But when you write Python code, you hit tab a lot. True, that's true actually. Do you have an opinion on dielectric grease versus 205 for stabs? I prefer 205. I think dielectric grease tends to be a little messy. But it's cheap. So dielectric grease works too, and a lot of people use dielectric grease with a lot of success. So it's kind of up to you. I prefer 205, but I know there's people who still use dielectric and like it. So yeah, as long as it does what it has to do, and dielectric certainly does lubes like stabs just fine if you like them to. Wildcat, yeah, Wildcat uses dielectric. I know Minterly, I think uses dielectric. I think, does Apiary still use dielectric? She might still use dielectric. Who else? There's a few other people. Tiny just recently posted a video and she used dielectric in that one, the keyboard that she built for Sarah Dici. Yeah. But anyway. You haven't, no wait. AEBoards Raed switches. Yeah, these are Raed switches, yeah. Exclamation build for the details. Is 65% your favorite size? No, TKL and 60% are my preferred sizes, but 65 is pretty good too. But I use 60s and TKLs the most, just in general. Alright, here we go again. Is it pronounced red or red? Red. Red. A-E is like A, like A, so like red. It's still red. It's just written R-A-E-D, like Raed, but is red. Yeah. Ooh, 130 again. I was pronouncing it Raed. Yeah, I mean, you could say it's like there are Raed switches from the AEBoards all the way from down south. Nah, but you know, a little clacky. I think it's meant to be clacky because of the type of switches. So red linears tend to be from. I mean, they have that long stem pole, which is similar to kale creams, right? So they have that. They hit the bottom of the switch sooner. What you can set tags in monkey type? Yeah, you can just set them on your. So you can't see it, but you go to the cogwheel, the settings page, and you can set tags there. Good job, Diego. But JD and Ron look cold. Oh my god. Okay. All right. We can certainly have a hug with JD. All right. Hello. Hi. You did a good job. Pat. Not. JD Jam. JD wants to type on it too. Ah! Okay, it failed. It pressed some macro that I have. It pressed some macro that I have. I think it's my stream macro. But yeah. JD does like the spacebar. Consider getting cats? I've considered it. I've definitely considered getting cats. Erwan. I've considered getting. I mean, I grew up with dogs when I was a kid, and then I've always considered getting cats because I've grown fond of cats too. I do like cats a lot. My brother has fostered cats, and I've taken care of them. I've also cat sit a lot of times. So I do like cats quite a lot. But my building doesn't allow pets actually. And for a long time, also, one of my roommates that I live with, he's allergic to cats, so we couldn't have cats. Yeah, so I'm still considering getting a cat, but I think I would have to figure out a way to have the cat be a support animal, actually, like an emotional support animal or something like that. That's the only way I can actually get the landlord to be okay with it. Burn down the building and evict the roommate. It's okay. Like my roommate's moving out soon because he's moving out to a new place. But yeah. Am I back? Is this working? F5 please. Is this working? Am I muted? Wait, muted? I'm muted? What? Wait, what? We can hear you? Okay. Yo, Hugo. What's up? Thanks for the raid, dude. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Film your skit? What skit? What skit? What did I do? ¿Qué pasa? Hello. What? Re? Your keywords tonight skit? Oh, dude. Oh my god. Film your skit. Y'all are so much pressure. Theater kid. Theater student, by the way? What do you mean theater student? I'm not a theater student. New types, thanks so much for the tier 1. 8 months, thank you. Do it live. Yo, y'all see me live enough already. Y'all can just take clips from my streams and make it a skit. The adventures of a keyboard streamer. Yo, Wago, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub gift to Hugo. Thank you so much. Show me your actor range? Dude, I have no acting skills. I did a theater thing in high school, but I wasn't good at it. I'm not a big performance guy. I want to see on the big screen cursing Margot Robbie. Anyway, yeah, so we built a keyboard today. We built this guy today. Built this boy. Pet boy. It's actually not very heavy. Yeah. Maybe it weighs like a few pounds, I'm not sure. 3 pounds. Yeah, the finish is super nice though. I really like this diagonal finish like that. Congrats on the build board. Gonna have some food. Sounds good. Lana, take care. Kiss the board. There. Is that good? Now the board has been blessed. It's like, you know, like when like in FIFA, like, you know, like people when they win the FIFA World Cup, right? Like the World Cup, like for soccer, and they're like, oh, and they're like, you know, kiss the trophy and stuff. Can you sound test for the Raiders? Yeah, sure, we can do that. Board value just went up by 1,000, please. But yeah, we can do a sound test. So here it is. So here is a 265 with red switches by AEBoards. Yep, GMK Burgundy is the key set. Is this worth more than the board? Yeah, maybe. It is what it is. I've seen this one stream that has a channel point reward. Go to your birthday party for 1 million points. That's crazy. What if like the birthday party is like in the other side of the world? That's like super expensive. This is the way. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for approving of my vices. This is the KBD. Alright, let's see who's streaming, but I'm pretty much done with the build. Do you guys have any questions for me? Or anything that you want me to address? Oh, I mean, if you want to take a look at the board that we built last time. Actually, let's leave this plugged in. We built this guy last time. This is the Kohaku by Senga Keyboards. Senga. This is the prototype. It's a prototype unit. It's actually going to change a bit, but it is one of the prototypes. Is this a personal board? The 265 is, yeah. The Kohaku is just a prototype that I'm borrowing from Senga. So this is the Senga Kohaku prototype. Exclamation Kohaku if you want more information on the Kohaku. But as you can see, the reds are very different. Will you get to keep it? The Kohaku? Probably not. And the 265, Well, it's mine, so yeah. Oh, Joe, hello. How are you, my friend? We're like at the tail end here, but good to see you. What are your thoughts on especially a premium keyboard having its base as the highlight? Like how you appreciate it? Is Keycult more than just the details of the base? Yeah, of course. It's a high quality keyboard because it also types pretty nicely. Is that a piece of plexiglass on top of the weight? It's a piece of acrylic that slides in. Yeah. So this weight basically has a bit of a step here, and it like slides in, kind of like a card into a sleeve. It slides in. It's a piece of acrylic like yay thick that just slides in like that. But you have to like take it apart to have that. So it can't come off. Like you can shake it and like nothing's gonna come out. Yeah. Does it slide across the kitchen floor? If you drag it hard enough, yeah. Is that what you do with your keyboards, Hugo? Do you drag things across the kitchen floor all the time? But yeah, Erwan, like I think the answer to your question is like the base is like a nice touch. It's like a finishing touch. It's like it's like a signature, right? Like it's like you're trying to put a little bit of flair. But yeah, it's not the highlight. The highlight is not just this. Like it's the overall look is like you know, there's a lot going in design here, like, you know, this kind of stuff. Like there's a lot going on with keyboards that are like this, right? And same for this. Like this is pretty standard, but like, you know, for example, like we didn't always have like this like seamless screwless design, you know. Both of these are seamless screwless designs like these. Like you don't see any screws from the outside. This was not the case for a long time, and like people have developed ways to do it, right? And yeah, like it's like there's development into these. Like there's a lot of design and thought process that goes into these boards. So, and of course there's typing in mind too. Like people, you know, they design it with the typing experience in mind. So to some degree you want to expect a decent typing experience for a price that you pay. But of course you are also paying for the brand. You are also paying for like, you know, like the price that they set, right? So yeah, definitely a lot of little details. That's why Hugo's boards are always scuffed half. But yeah, no, the acrylic is pretty neat. Like I was actually surprised about this acrylic thing. Yeah, the red bottom is beautiful. Yeah, the red bottom is like so nice. Like this is super nice. Like I want to show this up close, but like look at these, like look at this machining, look at these machining marks. Like the way these lines form is because of the cross section of these two. Sorry about my finger having like a bit of a hurt myself, I guess. Yeah, but like it's so nice. And it does have a bit of a texture to it, so you can actually tell that it does have a bit of texture. Yeah, it's very well done. But yeah, I like the USB cutouts on these boards too. Nice and clean. Yeah. But yeah, lots of cool boards out there. So yeah, I mean, you know, for some this is like the end all be all board, like this is the end game or whatever, you know. And for some others it's the chase that they're going for. But it's definitely a very nice board. Like this is really nice. I'm super pleased. I mean, the red is fire. It's so good. It's like glossy almost, like has a shimmer to it because of the way it's done. And against the the black matte is quality. We should restart the show sometime when Huey's back. Yeah, dude. I know that Huey's been. I mean, you know that like Huey got sick and stuff, right? So like it's been. He's been going through a lot. Yeah. Endgame, what about for you? I don't believe in endgame. I personally don't really have an endgame per se. I just like keyboards. I like cool stuff. I like to collect them. I like building boards is what I like doing. It's like I like doing stuff with my hands. I like building them, putting them together. That's my pleasure in in this whole like hobby for me. It's like the building process, talking to people about it. Yeah. A lot of Keycults are being babied by their owners. Well, rightfully so, I think, right? If they appreciate, then they're gonna be babied. Yeah. But yeah, endgame is a endgame is a lie. Yeah, I personally just think that you define your own. You define what you want for whatever endgame means to you. So some people, endgame is that one keyboard that's good for their work or whatever, and that's it. For me, there's no real definition for that. So for me, it's just I like collecting some boards. I like trying out different things, new things, seeing new things, new designs, new changes, innovation in that space, that kind of stuff is the fun part. And then getting to assemble it all together and seeing it all put together at the end, that's for me, like, that's the best part. It's like when I like put it all together, it works, it types well, you put a key set that matches on it, you, like in my case, like put some artisans or something, and like, you know, you look at it and you're like, wow, that's like the finished product, like that, like A+. That's the good stuff. But yeah, that's my pleasure in building boards and like doing this whole thing. Alright, so I'm gonna look at who's streaming right now. Makers and crafting. So right now we have, let's see, we have Patty Shin Wong streaming. We have Lulstacks streaming. Minterly is playing. Oh, she's playing Swords of Legends. Max F is streaming. He's building a KFE. Oh, Shin Wong, Patty, she's doing a Durock collab stream. Pretty neat. There's Gondo, who's doing PCB stuff, I assume. Prototype firmware development. Interesting. Yeah. Lulstacks, this goofball has some weird hat on. I see. Taste changed and evolved. What I thought was endgame last year, what I'm telling myself. What was I thinking? Yeah. It just changed all the time. Let's raid whoever is towards not completely done. Let's see, so that you guys can have a little bit of time to watch them. I would say we can either raid Patty or maybe Max. I think Lulz is about to be done actually, so yeah. You guys want to see, who do you guys want to see, Max or Patty? Not sure if you answered this before, but do you have an ultrasonic cleaner? Yeah, I answered that question. I don't have one. I don't own an ultrasonic cleaner. So, alright. Let's raid Max. Why not? Let's go raid Max. I haven't given him a raid in a while. Do you own denture tabs? Yeah, I have denture tabs. Like, you know, like they're cheap. So, all right, let's go raid Max F live. Let's do the message is just say like Diego says hello keyboard enthusiasts, or no, just say hello keyboard enthusiasts. There's a line that he says, hello keyboard enthusiasts, Max out of here. Anyway, but yeah, let's go raid Mr. Max. I think he's on the tail end of his KFE build, but you know, go and support and show some love for our friend in the DMV area and down in DC, Maryland, Virginia, a fellow East Coast streamer. Not too many of us out here, but yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for stopping by today. I'm going to be streaming again this weekend. So expect a stream. Let me see. Where's my calendar? Oh, actually, no. Expect a stream early, either late this weekend or early next week, and we're probably going to be building an Alpaca TKL. But I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and thank you so much. Bye bye.